Hi guys, welcome back to XFlightDeck. By the way, I'm Ethan and I am the Explain Dude. Today's tutorial is part 2 of Enhanced Cloudscape and Cloud Art 3.3. Last time we looked at Enhanced Cloudscape in part 1. You will find the link in the description under here for that part. But today we are looking into Cloud Art 3.3 and we are looking into XFlightDeck scenery with beautiful sky colors and how to tune in the Lua script. We're also looking into a quick installation since we cover all that in the last tutorial. We're going to just go through step by step really quick so you know how to install it and where to find it. Well, let's just start folks and let's see how this is done. Before we start today, we have to go back to our webpage, xFlightDeck.com. Go into XFlightDeck scenery and scroll down a little bit. Last tutorial was about package 1. So if you already have downloaded package number 1, you don't need to download any package today of XFlightDeck scenery. The last tutorial was about Enhanced Cloudscape, and the tutorial today is about Cloud Art 3.3. Remember that we are only using the clouds for the Cloud Art 3.3 because we have made our own script and everything in there is on this side. So what you need for this tutorial today, let's go a little bit down. You will need the package number 2 if you don't have package number 1. If you want to have both cloud sets, you can go for package number 1. Since this is a new tutorial, since it's a part of part 1 and 2, I want to do this installation from the beginning. So what we need? Well, since we are in north of England, we're going to go for the Europe nightlight. That is an extended nightlight, so it will give you a better nightlight, especially far away. So we are going for this package. In this package, it's not requiring anything. It's including everything in here, and it's including FlyWithLua. If you don't want to have the extended nightlight, you can download this package. If you are in North America, you can download this package. If you want to have everything back to original explain, you can go for this package. I will recommend that you are taking a backup of research folder and customer scenery before we do this tutorial. Then you don't need to take everything back to the original files. So beware of that. For the installation, we are going to use the quick installation. The software we have to develop agent folder XP. I will also recommend you download BlueFX. If you have seen part 1, you already may have this file. In this tutorial, we're also going to use the AutoHotKey. That is a script that will allow you to change from Explain to a Windows. So we're going to use that also. Okay, we are ready for downloading. So we are going to download. You will come directly into our Google Drive. I did a little change from part 1. I made a new folder for all the recommended apps. So what you need to download for this tutorial is as following. We are going to use the full package, so we are going to start downloading that package. It's a big package, so you have to say download, and it doesn't contain any virus. We're also going to go into recommended options to download what we need for this tutorial. We're going to need the AutoHotKey, so let's download that one. We're also going to use the script that is using together with the AutoHotKey, and that is to change the windows. So we are going to download these 3 files. One more thing that I want to show you, if you go up again and you go into plugins, I use something called datareftool to create Lua script. You find FlyWithLua in here if you have not installed that already. But as I told you, inside the package we are now downloading, this is inside. The datareftool is a tool that you can search for example sun, and you get every value that is inside Xplane that has with sun to do, and you can then try to change the value and see what's happening. So I created a zip file on our Google Drive, so you can download that and you can use then the agent folder. If you go to the original page, you will find some more files, but I will recommend that you download this file. So let's take that file down. You will find that in the middle here, datareftool builder, and just take that also down. Okay, we have taken down what we need and we are ready for doing the installation. So last time we downloaded BlueFX, we did the installation of the nightlight and the xOrganizer. We're going to look into that in a moment, how you can turn on and off. So if you are using the package number 1 from the last tutorial, we're going to use the xOrganizer to turn off and on plugins. But since this is a new tutorial, we're going to do the installation of these two files. So I'm going to start up my Dropit project, and my agent folder XP script is starting up right away. So I'm going to mark these two files and I'm going to drag it into the right side or the blue side, and I'm going to drop it. Right away a new Windows appear and it's ready to start. Two files, and I just click the start button. It's now extracting and it's putting the files directly into the right place of the Xplane folders. Remember that if you have Xplane on another drive, you need to move these files to the drive before you install it on the agent folder Xplane. Well, that is done. Okay, and the next step is to do the installation of the AutoHotKey. Double click on that one and you can do the express installation if you have 64 bits. And now the hotkey is ready. You can close that one. So the next thing you need to do is to click on resize Windows to full screen. So we double click on that and right away you can see that you get the icon down here. So the script is now running and ready for use. I'm going to show you in a minute just how you are going to use this. Before we start up, I almost forgot one important step. If you have been using part 1, you have already installed the xOrganizer, and the xOrganizer is a freeware. If you're using the version 1.3 that you find on our Google Drive, I will recommend you look into the new payware out there. It's really amazing. Okay, you need to turn off Enhanced Cloudscape because we are using today Cloud 3.3, so you need to take off this one. You also need, or if you want, take off the Cloud controller, the menu. I take that off, and that is much better, so nothing is in the plugins anymore. So those two should be read now and you are ready to start. Let's set up the settings first. So go to settings. Since we are in Vulkan now, I can run everything on maximum. Sometimes I'm struggling a little bit, well then I just take these down a little bit. I made a tutorial how to tune in your graphic card before. I will give a link in the description under here. So for now I'm going to leave everything to maximum. We are going to use the X Live aircraft, so I don't going to use the drone park. But I'm going to have shadows on, and I'm going to use the Vulkan drive, and I will set this also to maximum. One thing that we have just done is we have installed the hotkey, so I'm going to use Windows Simulator. Then I can go from full Windows to a Windows like now. Okay, that's what we need to set for the graphic. If you go to keyboard, type in time like we did last time, you need to see that this is default because we are going to change the time to a lot earlier and a lot later. So we can see the difference in morning, daytime, evening, night, and further on. So set this to like this. Type in Lua, and you can also make a shortcut if you want that. So you can reload the Lua script after we have done some changing in the value. So I've used my shift and my set for Zulu key. I also set up my joke on my button number 4 here, this one, to time a lot earlier, and on my right side button 1 to time a lot later. So I can also use my joke. Okay, the next we're going to do is click on new flight. We are going to use our Boeing for this tutorial. So I want to customize that. I'm going to set the weight balance back to default. It's already done, but if there is a change in it, just set everything to done so you have enough fuel for this tutorial. I'm going to click done here. It's still the Zibo mode we are using, and we are supporting Norwegian, of course, and we're going to start the engine running on. We are at Edinburgh, we are starting on runway 24, and we are going to set the weather to the same as last tutorial to scatter it to go through everything. We're also going to see how the difference are in the settings. One important step here also is that you can of course use match real world condition, or you can use metadata. You can also use, if you have active sky, you can also use that, and maybe more weather engine. I'm going to set it to the customize and to get it to the default settings. Remember also to uncheck this one. If not, we cannot play around with the time, today, evening or night. So this has to be unchecked like this and say done. You can set the time to that. All right, let's start up the sim. Okay, we are back in Edinburgh at runway 24, and right away you can see the new clouds, and I think they are looking beautiful, especially in daylight. When we are looking into it in night light, you will see a slight difference, especially between the Enhanced Cloudscape and CloudArt 3.3. But overall, I think it looks amazing. Let's change the view here. We're going to change now our windows from full windows to a window. And what I do then is I now hold in my Windows key on my keyboard, and I left click on my mouse, and that is changing it to a window. I can now change that window into what I want. If I want a smaller window, I can create that one. If I want a bigger window, I can create that one. So now I can create a windows out of this. And let's take that up there. I'm going to change this a little bit more, like this and like this. Okay, we are now looking into FlyWithLua, and I've made some scripts, and I'm going to learn you now how to change these scripts. I made a shortcut, so you can do the same. What you need to do then is go into your computer, find your Xplane folder, go to research, plugin, and FlyWithLua. If we take this away, you can find the folder called script. You can right click on that and you can send that to the desktop. Then you have a shortcut like I have here. Okay, we are going to look into the XFlightDeck clouds. Every file, let's start with XFD is the script we have created. So we are going to open up this one first and look into that one. So let's minimize that one. You can take this down here and let's make a full window here like this. Okay. In this script, you will find the dataref code and the value and what it is. It's cloud volume. So if we are changing this number, it will change the clouds. So I think the first thing we're going to do is that we are going to the plugins and go into dataref and see that this command, you can actually find it in here. So let's just copy example this. You don't need more, but the only thing you need is something between. And if you have the end of this, it should be easy to find. So what you do, you copy that. You can do that with Control and C. You see here, Control and C. And to verify it, it's Control and V. So we're going to do that. Copy that one in here. Control V, and right away it finds the same here. And now I can change this and see what happened with the clouds in behind. I'm going to set it to 0.014, and right away the clouds is changing. If I go the other way to 9, it gets less. So if you want more clouds or less clouds, you can change it in here. I think 74 was pretty okay. Well, not going to do so much about that one. The next one is cloud set layer. And there is another way. If you don't want to use the data ref, you can do it like this. We can have this up here. And if we want to change the clouds set layer, I can change that from 3 to 4. And I can save it with Control S, or I can save it with like that. Then I click into the sim, and I told you that we created a button in Lua called reload Lua script, and I use Shift Set as my shortcut. So if I click now Shift Set, you can see that the clouds are reloading to another set of clouds. So if you want to test out other sets of clouds and you like them better, you can also do it with this Control Sierra and Shift Zulu, and it's changing the clouds right away. I think that is more easy to use dataref. So what I'm usually doing is I have this under here, and if I want to change example this, I copy this in here and it finds that right away. And if I want more clouds, I can take that to 2, and now I have more clouds. If I want to have that setting next time my X-Plane startups, I set that to 2.0, and then I save it. And next time I reload the sim or it starts up, it will have these settings. So let's save these settings. Let's go to the next one, and I'm going to still use the dataref tool. We're going to take that in here, and we're going to change that. So we're going to take that down to 1.1, and I think it's now getting a little bit darker. And let's see how that is in daytime. Okay, that's looking pretty much okay. 1.3. That's too bright, I think. I think we're going to set it like that. So I'm going to change that to 1.2, and then we're going to do the next one, cloud far away night and sunset. So we're going to change that one. So let's just copy this one in here. And like that, and it sets to 3, and we're gonna bring that down to 1.5. See what's happening. Not much happened there. Let's do that one more time. Take 5 there. Yeah, you can see there is a slight difference over here. So I want to match that down, so I'm going to take that down again. Okay, I think that 1.3 is okay, and let's leave that for now. Maybe set that to 1.1. I'm going to save that. Okay. The next thing I want to look into, I think when the sun is behind the clouds, that is okay. I don't need to do anything more or less here. So I'm going to leave that for 5. So we're going to jump into the next one. Go to clothes, copy that in here, and change this down a little bit. Let's try it to 0. See what's happening here. We have now some white clouds. Let's take it up again to 4, and now it disappeared. So I want to have that to 1. So we're going to set that to 1, and we're going to change the next one, and this is the last one we're going to change in here, and now the magic will appear. Let's set this down to 1, and now we right away have much more effect in the clouds, especially around here. I think 1.1 is fine. Let's see how that looks in the evening. Okay, quite cooler, right? So we're going to leave that for now. We're going to save this, and we have now done our clouds the way we want it to be. Look at that, really nice. Okay, so the next one we are going to take up is, that will be the sun. Let's change the sun a little bit. What can we do with the sun? Well, if we have the sun like that, something like that. Well, I want that not to be that bright. I want that to be darker. So I can change that in here, example. Or I can take this with me into the data ref, and I can paste that in, and I can start changing it. Let's take 2 and see there. Yeah, it's quite nice. 2.5, we go back to that. I think maybe that is too bright, so let's just take it down a little bit to 2.1. Okay, I think that is a good one. So I'm gonna set 2.1 in here, and we're gonna save that one. Okay, sky colors, the next one we're gonna play around with. And the first thing first, let's start with this one. Still using the datareftool. It's really easy to use that tool. So we're going to put that in there, and let's change that down to, down to 1. I double click here to come into that, and right away you can see that the atmosphere or the sky colors are changing drastically. So I think that was too much. If we go the other way, it will be brighter. So this is how you can change the color if you want that to be in the background. I think it was overall 4 was really nice. So I'm gonna leave it for the same as it is. Okay, we're gonna take the next one here, copy that one, paste that one in, and let's take that down to half. Let's see what's happening. Wow, it's getting brighter. Wow, I think that was quite nice. I think what we're gonna go for that one, and then we go for the next one, and let's take that up to 20 first and see what's happening up here. It's getting more bluer. If we go the other way, example 7, it will give a more effect of the sunset. So if you like that, you can take it down. I think we're going to set that to around 11, something in the middle. So I'm going to go with that one, and I'm not going to do any more in here. So we're going to save that one. I think you know, understand how you can change this and how easy it is. One more thing I want to show you is night lights. So we are going to take that also. We have to change the time to night light. Now it's a night light, and we are going to start first with the far away. Let's go into the cockpit here. Pilot view, yes. Let's jump out again. I hit the C button, and let's just go above so we can see everything in the background here. Okay, we are going to change this background. So if you change this one, you will get a brighter background. Head back again to datareftool in here. Let's copy in that one, and let's change that to 4.7. Right away you can see now that it's getting much more brighter. If you think that is okay, you can set it to that. If you think it's too much, I think it's too much, so I'm going a little bit down. Yeah, I think more like 42 is okay. That is the far away, but we also can do the changing within air. So if we jump back to our plane here, and we can change this light here. So let's change this one to 50 and save it and reload it, and we straight away got brighter light on the runway. I think that 40 is perfect. Amazing. Okay, I think 40 is pretty okay. Let's try that. Yeah, 40 I like. If you want to change when the light here are lighting up or getting on, you can change this to example 0, then it will light up later. Sun have to go more down. If you want to have it the other way, you can take that to 2 example, and it will light already up here. So I think 1 is okay. Let's go back to the night, and let's go into the cockpit, and let's go up again. Okay, and we are now going to change the bloom effect. The bloom effect you will find down here. I can say road light, and we're going to change that to 20,000. We're going to save that one, and we're going to reload it. And now you see you get this bloom effect. I think that is really cool to have, so I'm going to leave it like that. Also have this bloom effect here. If we jump into the cockpit again, you see you have this bloom effect over here. So that is overall pretty nice. Let's go out again, and let's change the colors a little bit. Well, you can do that in here, distance near. If you go to 1000 and look at in the color, it will change a little bit in the background now. Save that one, save that one, and change it. It's getting darker, and at the same time is getting a little bit more orange. I can go back so you can see the difference, and let's see what this effect will bring us. You can see it's now much darker in the background. I like it the way it was, so I'm gonna leave it like that. And if you want to change what is near, you can also do that, but I like it more the way it was with 25. This is looking natural for me. Okay, that is what I want to say about the Lua script, and we have been edited every one of them, and I'm gonna put that up into the presets folders, so you will find that on the XFlightDeck.com, and you will find it on XFlightDeck scenery. And if you go into the download folder, you will find a folder called presets. In here I've already uploaded the presets, so if you want to do the installation, you can do that. And if you want to do the installation with the HN folder XP, you can also do that with dragging and dropping this file into XFlightDeck. So let's click on this one and let's step through it. This is how it looks in the daytime. and it's really a good effect we have put on here also, and it's really looking amazing and beautiful. Let's go to the next one. Not much difference, slight difference in the sky here, and let's go to broken. This is how broken is. If you think broken is too little, you can also change that one. Let's take the next one, overcast. This is how it looks overcast. Take the next one. This is how it is when it's raining. Let's go inside. Looks quite nice. Out again. Let's change that one to foggy. This is how it looks when it's foggy. And the last one when it's really heavy weather. Okay, we are ready for a takeoff, so let's set up our plane. So let's go inside the cockpit. We don't need FMC for this tutorial. We're only going to use the MCP, so let's set that up. We are going through the clouds, so we need to set the first at 7,000 feet. So like that. Heading of 240 is okay. We're gonna have a takeoff speed of around 150, something like that. Turn on and engage the autopilot, and we're gonna arm the throttle. Okay, everything is set there. Let's change. Looks nice. Off with the brakes, and we hit toggle, and we are ready. We have a check, and we have a V1, and we have a rotate. Okay, we are steady, and we can take up our gear, and let's jump out. Looks nice, everything. And this is how it looks inside. Let's arm that one, and let's see how it looks now. Let's jump out. And right away you can see that something really strange is happening with the clouds. But I will see that it looks really amazing anyway. But the clouds, we are not going through them. It's like they are moving to the side. So let's go into the sim again and see how that is looking. So you see that they are moving to one of the side of the airplane, and that is looking really strange. We are now soon at 7,000, so we can set that to a speed of 220, like that, and we can take out the flaps. Okay. What you notice here now when we are outside, you see that we don't have this jagger line problem that we had with an Enhanced Cloudscape. This is just looking pretty amazing, and I think it's looking really nice. Also, you see that you have now reflection, and I didn't see that much reflection of the clouds in the water with the Enhanced Cloudscape. This is more daytime. MCP, and we're going to set that up to 30,000. Like this. We're going to plug up the speed so we can get up there a little bit quick to 300, and we're going to hit level check. Okay, we are at flight level 300 or 300, and right away I think this is just looking overall beautiful. Let's go outside and see. Let's change the time. Today you can see the reflection down into the water here of the clouds, really nice, and also the sun, really nice. Let's see it in sunset. Have a really good effect here. And this is the night light. Okay, the next we can do is we can change it to clear. Let's see how that is looking up here. Serious? Let's change it forward to broken. And to the next one, overcast. Let's see it in the night, in the daytime. There's a little bit odd, something wrong over here, but that is much better. And foggy, we don't see that because foggy of course is under. So let's go to storm, and you can see that the cloud is building up when there's a stormy weather, and the wings are doing a good reflect there. Sunset, sun is coming up, some lightning there. It looks really cool. Okay, let's bring it back to the ground. In the end here, I just want to show you a little bit of the blue effects, and that is really cool too. I show you in part 1 how that is working. You can do the adjustment right into the sim with the brightness, contrast, saturation. Even also you can do the changing of the colors. So if you want it to be the way you want it to look, you can do the adjustment in here instead of using the buttons on maybe your screen. So I really think this is a really nice and a freeware, and is a good tool to use. You can also set the scale, so if you want it to be lighter or darker up there, you can change that also. Well, for this tutorial we did also use the XLive that provide us with the live aircraft on the airport, so I really want you to look into that. I'm going to make a tutorial about that later, and I have one question left here, and that is, what are you going to make next time? Well, I'm going to make more clouds, but I'm going into the payware. So we are going to look into ultra weather, and we are looking into the X environ. Important step before we end this tutorial is that if you want to take everything back, I created, as I told you, a backup of these 2 folders. So what I need to do is to rename my explain folders, example2.bake or back or whatever you want to call it, and then you just have to move these 2 here into explain like this, and now everything is back as it was before you started this tutorial. Okay, we are now at the end, and I want to give some scores to what we have been looking into. The first set in part 1 was Enhanced Cloudscape. I will give that a 4 of 6, and I want to give this Cloud Art 3.3 a score of 3 of 6. Okay, then there's just one more thing to say, and that is take care everybody, God bless, and I hope I see you soon.